Let me ask you something. Do you wake up already tired? Do you drag yourself through the first 2 hours of the morning, hoping coffee will fix it? Most people over 60 do, and most accept it as part of getting older. The way you spend the first 60 minutes after waking up sets the energy level for your entire day. Get those 60 minutes right, and you can feel sharper, lighter, and more alert by the time most people are still wiping the sleep from their eyes. Get them wrong, and you are fighting an uphill battle until lunch. Today, I am going to walk you through 5 morning habits that real research shows can transform your energy after 60. Each one takes less than 5 minutes, and one of them, habit number 5, takes only 30 seconds, but most experts call it the single most powerful thing you can do for energy in the morning. I will save it for the end, because once you see what it is, you will understand why. Before we get into the list, here is something most people do not understand about why morning energy feels so different after 60. Your body produces a hormone called cortisol, and not the bad kind everyone talks about. Cortisol has a natural rhythm. It is supposed to peak within the first hour after you wake up. That peak is what gives you energy, focus, and motivation to start your day. It is called the cortisol awakening response. As we age, that natural peak weakens. Your body simply does not produce the same morning surge it did at 40. The good news is that the right morning habits can support and amplify what your body is still trying to do. The wrong morning habits, like grabbing coffee on an empty stomach or skipping breakfast, actually disrupt this rhythm and leave you running on a fragile, jittery version of the energy you should have naturally. Now, the 5 habits. Habit 1. Drink water before you drink anything else. This one is simple, takes 60 seconds, and yet almost nobody over 60 does it. You have been asleep for 7 to 8 hours without water. Your body is in a mildly dehydrated state. Research from the University of Connecticut Human Performance Laboratory found that even mild dehydration, as little as 1 to 2% of your body weight, measurably impairs cognitive function, reduces energy levels, and worsens mood. And here is the part nobody tells you. Older adults have a reduced thirst response. Your brain literally stops sending strong thirst signals as you age, so by the time you actually feel thirsty, you are already dehydrated. A 2025 European Journal of Nutrition study of older adults found that those with better overall hydration performed significantly better on memory, learning, and processing speed tests. Not in a week, not in a month, in the same day. The habit? Drink a glass of water, around 16 ounces, room temperature, not ice cold, within 10 minutes of waking. Add a slice of lemon if you like. That is it. This single habit will improve your alertness in the first hour more than coffee will. Speaking of coffee, wait, we will get to that one. It might be the most surprising habit on this list. Habit 2. Get sunlight on your face within 30 minutes of waking. This is the one most experts in sleep medicine consider non-negotiable. Light hitting your eyes in the morning is the master signal your body uses to set your internal clock. It tells your brain, it is morning, start the energy systems, suppress melatonin, raise cortisol, get ready to function. After 60, your body becomes less responsive to weak light signals. So the brief, dim morning sunlight you get walking from the bedroom to the kitchen is not enough. You need direct exposure, ideally outside, ideally for 5 to 10 minutes. Johns Hopkins research and recommendations from the National Institute on Aging Both emphasize the importance of morning light exposure for maintaining a healthy circadian rhythm in older adults. Now, before you say, "I live somewhere it is cloudy and gray half the year," even on a cloudy day, outdoor light is 10 to 100 times brighter than indoor light. Stand on the porch, sit by an open window. Take a 5-minute walk to the mailbox. That is enough. David, a 71-year-old retired engineer, had been struggling with afternoon energy crashes for years. He started one habit: 5 minutes of morning sunlight on his back porch with his water. Within 3 weeks, his afternoon slumps were noticeably milder, and he was falling asleep more easily at night. Same body, one habit. The light was the missing signal. Before we continue, let me say one quick thing. If you are finding this useful, the best way you can support this channel is simply to hit that like button and subscribe. I read every single comment, and knowing this information is actually helping people is what motivates me to dig into the research and make these videos for you. And 1 to 2 times a month, I break down the very latest research on a single food, habit, or supplement, what really works, the genuine benefits, and the honest risks. So if that is the kind of straight, honest health information you want, make sure you are subscribed. Now back to the habits. Habit 3. Eat breakfast with real protein. Here is where most people over 60 go wrong without realizing it. The typical American breakfast, toast, cereal, fruit juice, a pastry, is mostly refined carbohydrates. That kind of breakfast spikes your blood sugar, then crashes it within 90 minutes, leaving you tired, foggy, and reaching for caffeine or sugar by 10 a.m. You blame it on aging. It is the breakfast. A randomized, controlled trial in elderly women published in the journal Nutrients found that consuming protein at breakfast rather than at dinner was associated with significantly better muscle mass and hand grip strength over 12 weeks. Most nutritionists now recommend 25 to 35 grams of protein at breakfast for adults over 60. About 3 eggs, or a cup of Greek yogurt with nuts, or a protein smoothie. The protein stabilizes your blood sugar, supports your cortisol rhythm, and provides the amino acids your brain uses to produce dopamine, the very neurotransmitter responsible for motivation and energy. Remember this for habit 5, because it ties everything together. Most people get the order completely wrong. Habit 4. Delay your coffee by 60 to 90 minutes. I know, this one sounds wrong, but hear me out, because this might be the single biggest mistake people over 60 make every single morning. When you wake up, your cortisol is naturally rising. That is your body's built-in energy system. Drinking coffee in those first 30 to 60 minutes does 2 harmful things. First, it interferes with your body's natural cortisol surge, training your system to depend on caffeine for energy instead of your own biology. Second, because cortisol is already high, the caffeine produces less actual benefit. You feel less of the boost, so you drink more coffee, and the cycle continues. If you simply delay your first cup of coffee by 60 to 90 minutes until your natural cortisol begins to decline, the same cup of coffee gives you noticeably stronger and longer-lasting energy. You use less caffeine for more effect. Your afternoon crashes get smaller. Your sleep improves. Try this for 1 week. Drink your water first, get your sunlight, eat your protein breakfast, and then have your coffee around 8 or 8:30 a.m. Almost everyone reports better, steadier energy. And now, the habit I promised you at the start, the 30-second one that most experts call the single most powerful thing for morning energy. Habit 5. Move your body within the first hour. This is not exercise. This is not a workout. This is 30 to 60 seconds of intentional movement, stretching your arms overhead, rolling your shoulders, marching in place beside your bed, or doing 10 slow squats. That is it. Why is this so powerful? Because movement is the strongest amplifier of the morning cortisol awakening response we talked about earlier. Research published in peer-reviewed journals shows that morning movement produces a more pronounced acute rise in cortisol than movement at any other time of day. You are not creating energy from nothing. You are amplifying the energy your body is already trying to produce. A 6-month study of older adults found that aerobic exercise actually strengthened the morning cortisol awakening response and was associated with reduced perceived stress. So when I say 30 seconds, I mean it. Light, gentle, easy movement. Not push-ups, not running. Just enough to tell your body, we are awake, we are moving, we are alive. The signal alone does more than the calories burned. Margaret, a 64-year-old from Arizona, used to scroll on her phone in bed for 20 minutes after waking. She switched that 20 minutes for the 5 habits in this video. In order: water, light, gentle stretching while standing in the sun, protein breakfast, then coffee. She told me her afternoons feel like a different life. She is not exaggerating. The morning hour is that important. Here is your action plan. Start with just one habit this week. Pick the one that feels easiest. Once it becomes automatic, add the second. Most people who try this report a real noticeable difference in their energy within 2 weeks. You do not need supplements. You do not need new equipment. You need the first hour after waking. If this video was useful, please tap the like button. It helps this channel reach more people who deserve to feel better in the morning. And drop a comment below. Which of these 5 habits will you try first? I read every single one. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Always consult your doctor before making changes to your routine, especially if you have heart conditions, take medications that affect your blood pressure or blood sugar, or have any condition that requires medical supervision. The habits described are gentle, but every individual is different.